Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today we're going to be making a hot dog. So it's going to be nice and simple. We need a single column of pegs from your Rainbow Loom, and I've got them on the base plates just to give it a bit of stability. Well, that's all we're going to need to make the actual bun. When we come to make the actual sausage part, the hot dog part, we're going to need our other column. Okay, we're going to get started. I'm using a tan colour, and I will tell you exactly who these are. Loom bands, and they're a tan colour, and they also make the red colour. Same company, the red colour that I'm going to be using to make the sausage. Oh, do you call it a sausage, a dog, whatever you call it, a Frankfurter sausage? I'm not sure. Whatever, you understand what I mean. Okay, let's get started. We're using single bands, and to start with, we're going to go down 7 pegs. Okay, so the first layer you are going to have a twist to it. All right, like this. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Push it all down, then take another layer, oops, of the same colour and place it on top. Like that. What you're going to do, push your hook down, grab the first band and loop it off. Then you're taking 2 bands and linking them over, and 2 bands. So it's always going to be 2 bands that you're pushing over here, like so, when you're in the middle. But at the end of each one, it's just a single band that you're pushing over, and then make sure you push your bands down. That was number 2. I've got to do this 20 times. This is 3. Over, grab the 2 at the bottom, push them over, and then the 1 at the end and push over. Push everything down. Now we're on 4. And these are single bands. First one is a single one over, and then it's 2 and 2. Push everything down. Now we're on 5. Number 6. Oops. Just grab the bottom 2 and pull them up and over. And then push everything down. On number 7. And number 8. Number 9. Push everything down. Number 10. These aren't actually a bad band, they're quite rubbery, but they do have a nice stretch to them without being too stretchy, so I don't mind using them. I think I'm on 11, let me check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we're on number 11. I was too busy gasbagging, talking, chatting, chin wagging. So this is number 11. do number 12. $13. $14. And I'm just going to stop at 15. It doesn't really matter if it's not uber long. I think it will be quite long enough. So this is going to be my last column. Okay, so again, loop up, there's two bottom ones over the top and the bottom one over the top where you're at the actual spot where you're on the end here. And then what we're going to do is grab a hook and collect these all up. Okay. And I try and keep my thumb on the one in front of it so that I don't lose it. There we go. I have them all on here, like so. I'm going to pull that, stretch it just a little bit so that these end ones tighten up. I'm taking 2 bands. I like to use 2 because it's insurance in case one breaks. Slide these all on. It's almost as if you're doing hair or a cape. Okay, and then take the 2 bands at the end, pull tight, one over the other, and pull into a slip knot. Okay, now with this slip knot, I like to tie things off into a knot. I'm use a slightly smaller hook for this. And you know what I'm like with knots, it's really laughable. Push your hook through, and we're going to basically pull these 2 bands back through and then slide your hook through the middle there and then grab the 2 that you slid through. Now if you can't follow this, if this is utter gibberish to you, tie a knot. Whichever way you can, tie a knot. Okay, so that doesn't slide all over the place. Next, what we're going to do is grab some of the bands on the inside of your hot dog bun and pull them through like this. Okay. And pull them through so that we're hiding them. You're not going to see it on the other side anyway because you're going through these middle bands here. and just discreetly move these 2 tie-off bands under the existing bands that are there. It's going to be hidden by the sausage anyway, the dog, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. You can see it's starting to form the shape of a bun. Now here, and it's a little tricky here, what we have to do is poke our hook through where we can find some loops. It doesn't really matter where, you just want to find some loops so that you can tie it all off and pull it close. Okay, so I'm just going to use those. Whoops, I'm going to hit the camera too. Grab your 2 bands, and again we're going to slide these off. They're all secure anyway, so you're just doing this to sort of make it tighter at the bottom here. Grab the end like so, one over the other, pull tight. Okay, and the same thing here, we're going to tie a knot. Push your hook through, grab some of the bands, and I'm really useless at doing this, so basically just tie a knot any way you possibly can. It's got to be like a little slip knot, okay, so that you've got a bit of strength behind it. Again, go under some of these existing bands and hide these tie-off bands under them like so. And this is our little bun, okay, and the sausage is going to go in here. Alright, so let's make our sausage. I'm going to change the layout of my loom because I can't really leave it just like that. I'm going to put one side there, and then equal height. I'm going to put them like that. Now you can use your monster tail if you choose to. I'm not. I'm just going to use my regular loom. Take some of your, I'm using this sort of reddish, dark reddish brown colour. I just feel that that might be the right colour to use. What we're going to do, we want the bottom of the sausage to be closed off, so whereas with our standing up princess dresses we sort of do a twist and we leave it all open because we just go around in sort of like a circle, with this we want it actually closed off. So I'm only going to use 6 pegs, okay, and what I'm going to do is figure 8 and across, because I'm closing off the bottom of it. Figure 8 and cross, figure 8 and cross, and this is the best way I can think of for actually closing the bottom. I'm going to use single bands after this, and I'm just going to place them around like this, and it's going to be similar to how we just made the bun. We're just going to do 2 layers instead of 3, which is what we did with the stand-up dresses. The stand-up dresses were much tighter and it used more bands, so with this I'm just going to be doing it this way. Take those first 2 up and over, so that you're left with 2 bands on each peg. Push them all down, and then we just put, like we just did with our bread roll, a band around, and we're going to do 15 of these, the same length as we did for the bread roll. Take the bottom 2 up and over. So this is the same as when we were doing the stand-up dresses, except we had 3 layers instead of 2. The 2 layers allows it to be less firm. think this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This might be 4. I forgot to count. I was too busy chatting. It's either 3 or 4. We'll call it 4 to be on. We'll call it 3 to be on the safe side. The sausage can be smaller than the bun. So now we're going to be on 4. Oh, 5. Gosh. I said we'd make it smaller, so I should have gone higher. Duh. And you're just taking the bottom 2 up and over. Six. Seven. Now, if you wanted to, you could add mustard and ketchup. And to do that, I would probably just add a couple of like yellow bands here to be mustard. Like a splodge of mustard is what I'm thinking. Everything down, and I'm sure it wouldn't just be, you know, that much. I'm sure we'd have more than just a little bit. This is 8. I'm hoping this is 8. We will roughly do 15. Down. So should we do some ketchup? This is 9. And this one is 10. $11. Let's do 12. want to do a couple more of the yellow for the mustard. So I've gone yellow, red, yellow. $13 maybe. Oops, around 14. Oops, I'm flicking bands at myself. And our last layer, 15. Bottom 2. Up and over, like so. Make sure that you push things down, don't want things too all over the place. Okay, now what we're going to do is grab the hook, and I'm going to start the opposite side from my ketchup and mustard. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to grab these 2 bands off every single peg, like so. And I'm going to grab 2 bands in the same colour that I used for the sausage, the dog. Reclaim the end of my bands and pull tight, and then what I'm going to do is tuck my hook up from the from the middle here. I'm going to grab, actually before I do that, let me tie a knot in it just to be safe. Dig my hook under. I'm going to grab the 2 bands, put those over, grab those 2 ends and tie in a knot. Now I'm going to dig my hook in here and grab those 2 ends, the loops, pull them inside the sausage, and I'm just going to let that go. And I probably could have got away with starting the mustard a little bit earlier down my sausage there, and all we're going to do is wrap the bun around, and we've made the sausage too long, I think. Oh well. You've got to get it under the lip of the sausage. Come on, you. Of the bun, I mean. I'm talking utter gibberish to you tonight, aren't I? There we go. There. Now, there's your hot dog. If you want to keep that and stitch it into place so that it's not going to fall out, I mean, it will fall out. It's not, nothing is keeping it in there. What I would suggest you do is grab a little hook, a little clip of some sort, and clip one side in the bun, and the other side on the underside of the sausage. If you don't want to do the tomato sauce, ketchup and mustard, then don't. It will look perfectly fine, and I'll show you by turning my sausage over. And you have to kind of unfurl the bun so that it wraps around and sort of hugs it. Okay, but it will look perfectly fine like that. Enjoy! Take care.